starting. Video starting. Northland Live. Woohoo! Hey everybody, it's Sally. Laura's back.
Hi.
No, you missed her because nobody was watching me and Barbara. Well, maybe you were. I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah.
we have a couple of things to talk about today, and I'll let Laura decide what we're going to talk about first.
Well, I think first we should.
Oh, I guess I should say we're at El Cajon Stoneback, and this is Thursday, so it's Rambling Thursday. So we're rambling. We were thinking about calling it Thirsty Thursday, but we couldn't decide what kind of drink we were going to have.
Barbara and I thought margaritas were good.
But it doesn't go with. That's not like Margarita Thursday. Doesn't sound right, but
if it's just
know.
Thirsty
Start a
Thursday,
new
you
thing.
can drink anything.
Thirsty Thursday.
Barbara's got water. I've got iced tea. We're being boring.
And I have coffee, a little bit of coffee.
A little bit of coffee.
Yeah. Probably what I shouldn't be drinking at this hour of the day, but anyway. Okie dokie.
Well,
What shall we start with?
I would like to first start
Okay.
with the Mystery 50.
Alrighty.
So, for those of you that haven't seen this flyer yet,
You want to go? Which camera do you want
let's
to go
get
to?
up close and personal here, because if you scan the QR code, you can.
And I think you
get
can
into
scan
the
it from your
Facebook
TV
group.
screen.
I think so, because whenever I'm needing to log into Netflix, for some reason I have to log in every single time I go to Netflix. It does not save my account.
Oh.
It's very annoying. I'm thinking of canceling altogether. But anyway, I can scan the QR code off my TV. So you should be able to scan this. Now this is a mystery quilt. It uses, there are 6 fat quarters or 6 fabrics that are used in this mystery quilt. And I want to show you what they are. So one at a time. The first one.
No, you need to take them out of those bags
Okay.
because you can't see what they look like in the
There's
bag.
6 different colorways.
We didn't
Yes.
do them in the bag. We left them in the bags the last time we were looking at them, and you just can't see anything.
Okay, so there's, 6 different colorways. I'll just carefully turn them over here. So this one is called Dynasty. Okay, I can't tell if they can see what I'm doing.
Hold
or if
on
I
a
need to
second.
move way up there.
All right.
Okay, so it's got the red hearts on, pink hearts on the red background, and then the orange and pink stars on a pink background, a light blue, navy blue speckles.
I think that's black.
Is it black?
Yep.
Okay, I'll trust you. A black with speckles. It's pretty fabric. A yellow with some white flowers on it. And then your
focus.
focal fabric is this nice floral. So this one again is called Dynasty. Okay.
Okay, pass them over and I'll put them back in.
Okay, they were folded then, I think. All right. Now the next one we have for you. This one is called Mushrooms. And with this one, we have this beautiful, kind of like an
Teal.
acid wash teal.
Yeah.
And then this one I really like. This one is an iridescent silver. I think you can see that in the camera, how it just picks up that silver on a pale blue. It's a beautiful one. This one reminds me of an ocean bed. You know, it's got the greens and the blues and the little bubbles going through it. Very nice colors. This is a marbleized purple. Really nice. Now this one is just beautiful. It's dark blue with lighter blue and purple leaves. Beautiful fabric. And then your focal fabric for this group are the mushrooms. Alright, so again, that group is called mushrooms. Okay. Next, this one is called Sunflower.
And you don't need to show them that tab thingy.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you can just tell them the name.
Okay. Well, this one you have. Oh, a little bigger. So this one we have our animal prints. We've got the squirrel, the woodpecker, his and her cardinals, his or her. I don't know what kind of finch those. Goldfinch. And then we have some blue jays down here. We have some chickadees. And some sunflowers, of course. Lots of sunflowers and leaves. It's a great autumn tonal. There's some corn. Nice prints. Now this is a really fun watery type print. It's got blue and yellow and green and a darker green squirrel. Really nice fabric. This is a tone-on-tone, tan-on-cream, barbed wire, embroiled barbed wire. And then we have this red and gold floral, a yellow grunge, and then a black marble fabric. So your focal fabric in this one is the birds, the sunflowers.
I think they're, I think sunflowers or black-eyed Susan.
I think they're sunflowers.
Okay.
It looked like at least I called it sunflowers, so
Okay.
I decided they're sunflowers.
Works for me. Next, this one's called Wildflowers, and this one has beautiful flowers on the front. Look at the colors on this. I mean, this is so vibrant. I love the teals and the purples. You've got some birds in here, but a lot of really beautiful flowers. And then you have a coordinating linen type cream. I think this is a grunge, but it looks like a linen type. Then you have a dappled green. Nice colors. And here we have a gold with some white leaves on it. Very nice. This red flower. Now this is a real deep red, like a burgundy type red with the slightly less red flowers. And then here we have another red with little tiny
I wouldn't
red
call it-
leaves on it. It's kind of a burnt orange.
I would call it burnt orange. Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
call that a red.
It's not a red.
It's not a red to me. It's more of an orange to me.
Okay.
I would call
But
it an
all of
orange.
those colors go nicely with the focal fabric. Okay. This one,
We called it butterfly.
we called it butterfly, yes. So there's butterfly. And because the focal fabric on this one has butterflies. All over the place, butterflies, all different colors. It's a very bright, happy fabric. So to go with that, we have a lavender, a linen look lavender. We have some rose colored, looks like dill seeds and poppies in white. And then we have this splash of yellow tone on tone. We have little tiny hearts and polka dots on a mint green. And then a lovely vibrant purple. Now what do you call this kind of print? It's not marbleized.
It's like a water. It's like you
Like
you
an
do
acid
ice.
wash?
No, not acid
No,
wash.
ice.
You put
It
ice on
almost
it.
looks like.
You drop
put it
you
in
water.
dye.
You put water droplets on it,
Yeah.
ice on it, and when it melts, it
Oh,
Yeah.
leaves the water look.
okay,
Yeah.
I think that's how you do it.
all right. And then finally, our last set. Did I give you the envelope and stuff for that?
Yep.
Okay. This last one is called Treats. in Tricor. So this one's called Treats, and that's because our focal fabric has tea and cupcakes and regular cakes and more cakes and just all kinds of little goodies. This is a really fun print, and it's got some gorgeous colors in it. So to go with this one, we've got some macarons, we've got little birds, a teapot and cup, a couple different variations of that, different kinds of desserts. It's really fun. We have a bubble teal. We have a pink grunge, very pretty pink grunge. We have a rosy maroon kind of dot with little tiny stars in it. And there's a yellow stripe. And then a green with a tiny, tiny
Dots.
white dots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a real fun one. I like that one. Okay, so that's your 6 fabric choices for the Mystery 5-0 quilt.
The mystery quilt is the quilting will be the mystery is on the 31st, so it'll be in the Facebook group. So join the Facebook group for the 31st, and
Now will they get all the
clues will be
on the 31st?
31st. Yeah.
Okay.
Starts our time. It'll start at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And it'll be, you should be finished sewing by around 1 p.m. or so.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
Okay. What if somebody comes in late? Is there a way for them to catch up, or
Yeah,
that's...
you just the clues will be in the Facebook group, and you can just read them
Okay, nice.
just at your own leisure.
And this is a private group, so it's only
Well-
available. That's what the website said.
Well, yeah, you have to
Anybody can
request.
sign up.
Anybody can sign up.
But
yeah.
if you're not signed
If
up
you're not
for the
signed
Facebook
up for the
group,
Facebook group, then you can't get the clues. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other stores doing it. So if you don't like us,
Why wouldn't they
I
like
don't
us?
know. I
We're
can't
wonderful.
imagine why you wouldn't like us. Hard
We can
to
call it
fathom
Humble
it.
Thursday.
Hard
That's
to
what this is.
hard to fathom that you would.
Thursday.
Humble
Yeah.
Thursday. Fabulous Friday.
Fabulous Friday.
Sensational Saturday. Sumptuous Sunday. I could go on all day.
But
Marvelous Monday.
and this is the precursor to a
mystery
bigger
script.
a
Mystery
mystery
quilt
quilt that's going to
subscription.
start. There'll be a quilt in that'll start. Hooray! Full size quilt. That'll be quarterly quilt. There'll be a quilt. That'll be
a quilt every quarter, or a
quilt
portion of the quilt every quarter?
a quilt a quarter.
Oh, nice.
So there'll be more to follow on that.
Okay, so let's
Let's
give them information
just-
on that
no,
as
yeah,
it
let's
comes
just-
available.
well,
because
Let's.
right now
I can
think it'd
only
be too
handle
overwhelming.
That's
so much
too overwhelming. I can
because
only do one thing at a
I
time,
can
yeah.
only handle so much. My brain is totally.
Yeah.
I'm kind of overwhelmed with all the stuff that's going on in the first place. So I'm kind of done. So
So if you're
yeah.
interested in participating in the free Starlight Mini Mystery, go to this El Cajon Sewing Back Facebook page and sign up.
or
Or
if
you can scan this QR code. I'll get you a closer picture. You can scan the QR code, and that'll take you to where you need to register. The entire thing will happen on May 31st, which is a Saturday.
Correct.
So it's open to everyone.
I'll be in my seat here at the store, dropping the clues, answering your questions, and I will have sewed up it's a 21-inch quilt. It's a little table topper.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, or you could make like 4 of them, and then they'd be
42.
42-inch quilt,
Yeah,
depending on what sash you did.
yeah.
So, or
Okay.
they'll, or whatever.
Makes
You
sense,
wanna
and you
do.
have a 42 by 63.
Ha!
We could do the math all day.
Right.
But that's a good size for a baby quilt.
Not without a ice cream or not ice cream.
a Saturday
Frozen
sangria.
yogurt. Frozen yogurt from. It should be Thursday frozen yogurt, but that's not. That doesn't fit
That
either.
doesn't rhyme either. Okay, we're gonna have to do Rambling Thursdays on a day that starts with like sangria
Or
That'd be
Saturday
Saturday.
sangria,
or brownies.
Monday mimosa.
Thursday
Thirsty
brownies.
margarita day.
How about it's, and it doesn't even work with the wonderful my favorite what are those what kind of brownies, what
Oh, the lavender
lavender
brownies,
that
yeah.
doesn't even go with shout out to Long Row Lavender. Oh my gosh, they make the best lavender brownie mix.
Now, do you taste the lavender?
Yes,
Yeah. What does lavender taste like?
lavender.
But if you were to describe it to somebody that doesn't know what lavender tastes like,
Does it taste like the smell?
Tastes like it smells kind of. I think
Oh.
so. Has little tiny chocolate, little mini chocolate bits in it.
Okay, what's
Okay.
next?
okay.
I haven't let you taste any because I'm not willing to
She doesn't
give
share it.
up. I don't
I
share
don't blame you.
my lavender brownies
I don't blame
because
you.
they're so good
You should
that
just share the
Sally does
website
not
where she gets them.
share. Yeah, Long Row Lavender.
Long row.
Lavender, I
Like
think that's
just
what it's called.
LONGROW.
Let me double check.
Okay.
Long Row Lavender. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Long Row Lavender. In
Good for you ingredients. Okay.
yeah. Best.
I've been hearing about
Lavender
these
brownie.
lavender brownies for quite a while now.
They're in Missouri.
I may have to give that a try. Okay.
Luckily, I have some at home in a pan,
In a pan already cooked.
already cooked.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
So you can have your
Okay,
lavender
so what
tea.
shall we talk about next?
I want to talk about the next Stripology
Okay,
thing that we're going to be doing.
so Stripology is doing their annual Strip-along.
Ooh.
So it is a part of their they get to do Tipsy Tuesdays, but that's for tips, not for being tipsy. But
Oh,
anyway.
I like our version better.
But we're doing a watch party on Tuesdays.
Okay.
So it is at 1:45. So the first one was last.
Was Lil Inga?
No,
No.
No.
that's Lil's Club.
Oh,
Get
okay.
with the program.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
that's,
I don't
that's
know.
a different club.
That's a different club. That's a
Okay.
whole different strip thing.
Okay.
But so this past Tuesday was the first part of this So she showed how to cut your 2.5-inch strips if you didn't have strips, and then she showed a really cool way to cut off the ends. So because it's so they're diamonds. So show them the show it on the 3.
Okay.
So this is strip and dip. So this is the pattern that she's doing on. This is strip and dip. So this is strip along. So this is the pattern for. So we'll be watching Gudrun's Stripology. So each Tuesday, she'll be showing the next bit of how to do it. So
The next bit of how to make this one?
This
Okay,
pattern.
gotcha.
So this past Tuesday, she showed how to cut your strips and sew them together. And you can go onto Stripology's website and watch the first Tuesday's Tipsy Tuesday and
Okay.
watch it if you'd like. And because it was really pretty interesting, so we had
Okay.
fun.
Okay.
And Lynette was here, and then afterwards she had her ruler, and if you wanted to bring your rulers, if you needed to practice, you could do that
Okay.
on Tuesdays
Okay.
at 1:45.
So this
So-
is the ruler they're using.
This is the
For
ruler
that
because you
one.
need a 45-degree angle because you'll
Here's-
notice you got those diamonds on there. So
Right.
that's why you need that.
Okay, so I happen to have. Da-da-da-da.
So having the ruler makes it super easy to cut your cut.
So you would lay this along your 45-degree line here and then lay this straight
No, I believe,
or this way?
I don't remember. It was on Tuesday, dearie. I don't recall.
She slept
Let's
since
see.
then.
Yeah, I have slept since then. So let's see. So, yeah, I think you can lay. So you have because you have the lines on the ruler.
Right, there's 45
There's
degree
45
lines on
degree
here.
lines on the ruler, so you can lay the strip along the 45-degree line.
Okay, so there it's on the 45-degree line. Let's get it right. All right. So I have my strip on this 45-degree line, and then I would
No,
just.
that's not right. That doesn't look right.
Well, that's a 45-degree line. I mean, it's perpendicular to this one.
Well, bring it down so it's that you have it at the end, so maybe it'll look more right to me then. It seems like, oh, you're cutting off so much at the end. But see, if we had cut off the ends,
You'd
so
stack
what
them.
she did is cut off the ends before she sewed them. Because see, right now, so if we cut off the ends here,
Yeah.
you see how much wastage you have?
Right up here
Well,
on this
Oh, we can't
end.
really see.
That's why in the thing, she'll
Up
probably
here.
tell you when you're doing this, you stagger them.
No, you don't stagger them.
Oh, you don't?
You cut off a 45-degree little
And then you
corner
line
off
the
the
ends
end,
up.
Oh, okay.
and then they're all lined up. So they're all lined up. So that you have kind of staggered them, but you haven't guessed at it. She's kind of brilliant in that way, because it never occurred to me to cut a 45-degree angle off the end of each of my strips prior. See,
Prior to
I
doing
sewed
it.
these all together.
Oh.
So now look at how much waste I have
Yeah,
up
if you
here.
cut that's a lot.
Yeah.
But she only had this much waste because she cut a 45-degree angle off of each of these ends.
Oh, okay.
So then now they're sewed together like here,
Got
here,
it.
here. So now you don't have all that waste because now that's sewed together perfectly in the first place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's really brilliant.
yeah.
So it was quite an educational event on
Yeah.
Tuesday, but besides being quite entertaining, just as good as Rambling Thursday, by the way,
Entertaining
Only it
by
was-
Goodrin or entertaining
by us.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, Lynette and I, and other people here.
Now, what is
It's
the
a
cost
free
to-
class.
Oh, really? Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Good.
You'll have
Now-
to bring your own.
When you're
Yeah.
doing this, I'm assuming you're just cutting
Well,
these.
you have
I wanna
this laid
pretend.
long because this is also why this doesn't look right. Because you cut like this.
But if I cut straight like this,
Right.
this is no longer on a 45-degree line.
Well, then you have to
So-
lay it on.
This is my 45-degree line.
Yes, you would
Well,
lay the
then
fabric
that's
there.
you lay the fabric.
Okay, let go. So I
Lay
can
the fabric.
turn my fabric, and then, but see, I'd have to move the fabric like so.
Okay.
So it's the same as it was before.
All right.
I'm just using the different 45-degree
Okay.
line.
All right.
And then I'm gonna pretend, I'm cutting my strips this way to make my diamond segments, right?
I guess we haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh. Okay. She was
Because
just
that'll
showing-
be we haven't gotten to that part.
Oh.
We only learned how to cut the ends off of the strips. So we learned how to lay the strip on here, put one strip on it,
Okay.
put one strip down. So we put one strip down and
Okay.
then laid the ruler on. Were
At
you
the
watching?
45-degree line?
No, you don't lay the ruler crooked. Because you don't want to be cutting crooked.
Well, if you're going to
So-
cut a 45-degree off of
You
it,
have to
one
move
of
the
them has to be
fabric.
crooked.
You lay the fabric on the 45-degree line.
So your fabric's crooked.
The
Okay.
fabric's
But actually, so you can cut it with this. So then you put this on the 0 line, lay
Okay.
it on the 45-degree line, and then cut off the ends of your. Obviously, I wasn't paying very good attention.
Obviously.
Smart ass. So then you cut off all the ends of. So this is what we did.
So
we
you're
cut off the
using
ends.
this much
Correct.
instead of what we're
Instead of
showing
what we
over
were
there,
showing
which
over
is
there,
the big
yeah.
one. Yeah.
So then you cut the ends off of your of 3 strips, sewed them together into strips like that, and then next Tuesday,
We'll
this
figure out
coming
how to
Tuesday,
cut
we'll find
those.
out how to cut
We'll
the rest
gladly
of it.
tell you next
Next
Tuesday
Tuesday.
how to cut something today.
Yeah. Okay, Wendy.
Don't say that, it'll date
But
you.
it's so nice because you can cut that whole strip set. Like if you were cutting them straight, you can cut that whole strip set just.
Right, you don't have to
You don't have to
remeasure, relay
remeasure.
out.
It's going to be perfect once you get it laid in underneath there straight. It's perfect.
Great. Okay. Then the
So
next
come in on
thing-
Tuesday, 1:45, and
145.
yeah, it starts at 2. I mean, 1:45. That's what time, isn't it?
I
Don't
don't
give me
know.
that.
That's what you said
Yeah,
earlier.
don't be saying that and making me doubt myself, honey. Mister.
We're already bad enough as it is.
I don't
Okay.
have the power to make you doubt yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
You're going that all by yourself. Don't give me that kind of power. Confidence. What?
Oh, just the next thing we're going to talk
Well,
about.
keep going.
Okay, we're talking about
I'm gonna keep
rotating
talking,
mats.
but keep going.
So we have this one. This is
Omni-grid.
it's OmniGrid, but it looks like it's 7 inches from the center. So this is a 14-inch mat from edge to edge.
And the other one's a 14-inch mat
And
too.
you use our brilliant friend Barbara here pointed out
That's why you have the
that
little circles there.
those little notches are to put your finger in, help rotate it.
Well, I don't feel like that mat rotates very.
It's also
Excuse
copy
me?
proof.
Yeah.
Well, at least resistant.
Yeah. Okay, hold that over here. Let's see. Yeah, it rotates pretty nicely.
Don't you think it's okay to take that one out of the?
Yeah.
And then, okay, so this came, the packaging is kind of really bad. So, if,
I'll just slide it out.
I might actually want to keep.
Well, we'll sell our floor models at a slightly reduced price.
Right,
Okay.
And if you
Jordan.
buy our floor model, we'll open another one with a damaged
Yeah.
package. Another floor model.
Now this
Yeah.
one is 14
So let's see if
inches
this
square.
rotates, does that rotate more
Oh,
easily?
it does rotate more easily. Yes, it does. Because this only moves the top mat. That moves the whole thing.
Well, it shouldn't be
Well,
moving,
no, it should just be moving the phone.
but it
Well,
doesn't.
this will stick to your table. It's just moving the mat. This one sticks to your table. This stays in place.
And
Only
then
this
you
guy
just move your
moves. And it moves the mat.
So it's made different.
Well,
Well,
but,
essentially the same premise though. They have a
Yeah.
wheel on the back. So it's kind of like a Lazy Susan in a way. But this one, I think the
You
slip
better be
between
careful.
the two-
Susan may be listening to this.
don't be calling Susan lazy.
Well, she's a friend. She'll understand what I mean. Okay, and then this one,
But I feel like that, doesn't
See,
the
I
whole
like-
thing rotate?
yeah. Well, this no, 'cause
It's
see,
not-
this kind of sticks the foam part sticks to your table, so just the top is moving.
Is the top
even with
just
this.
moving? But it still feels like it's.
It feels like
It
the whole
feels
thing's
like the whole
moving
thing's
with this.
moving.
But
It
it's
doesn't-
not.
It's not.
No.
But it still
No.
feels like it
Well, now
doesn't
it is.
move very
Well, now
easily.
it is, yeah. I think the square one definitely moves easier. Now when I put it over here, I do feel like the whole thing is moving. When I had it on top of this, it was definitely
Well, yeah, because these
a
are sticky.
section.
These are sticky, so they won't let the foam turn.
Okay.
Or is the bottom of that green one dirty or something so that it's.
No, it looks clean.
No.
Huh. It's got one little thread. I guess if I pressed it down, no, it still feels like the whole thing's moving on
Yeah.
this one.
It has a little more drag to it,
Yeah.
I think.
I think I might like that square one better.
Well,
I
I
stopped using the green one. Why
I
did
like
I
the
stop
square
using the
one.
green one?
Which one? That
That
one?
green
Probably
one.
because you were doing bigger blocks.
Well,
But you
I
see,
think I
it's
found,
hard
I
to
think
do
I just
big-
had a hard time making it move, and it just irritated me.
Well, the thing is, this is 14 inches
But it's not
from,
square.
from side to side, no matter where you are. But a square is not just 14 inches from corner to corner.
It's never. Well, this one's never.
Right, right. So you have more surface cutting area here.
Yeah.
On this one, you'd have to figure out what your square limitation would be, which looks to be about a 10-inch square.
Yeah.
That's all you're gonna get on the round mat, is a 10-inch square. Because that's the one that goes,
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
you know, like that.
So what do you
Pythagoras
guys,
could tell us.
Yeah.
you can write in the
Theoretically,
comments
at
which
least.
you think.
That
Well,
was
the
good.
other thing too is you can't really cut well on the green one. This one is sturdy all the way to the outside. The green
Yeah, on the
one,
very edge of this, you don't have anything supporting beyond this inner circle.
right? And I don't feel like the green one is 100% that easy to cut on either.
I think between the two, they're gonna take the same amount of storage space. So why wouldn't you get the one that gives you the maximum amount of cutting space?
I don't know. See which one you like cutting on better.
But for all viewers today, you know you can come in tomorrow and try each one of them out.
All right. All right, let me see.
Until I sell one of them, then you can only try one. Unless I still have one of the, if I sell a square one and I still have one in inventory, then with a damaged package, we can open it.
That's very nice.
Okay.
Now, if I
Well,
wanted
yeah, but you
to-
never know until you're doing a big square and you're actually
I'm
turning.
gonna rotate it around.
It doesn't tell you nothing.
Of course, a lot of that is just how sharp the blade is.
Well, partly,
It
yeah.
doesn't have anything to do with
And how well your ruler grips too.
Well, that's true, and these are great rulers. These Quilter Select rulers, they're my favorites. So,
If you've got a slipperier ruler, if you don't have a good grip with your ruler and a good grip with your mat, then you have to push harder.
right. Okay, so there's my 45-degree line.
Let me clarify, you have to push harder on your ruler, not on your rotary cutter, just on your ruler.
This is nice when you want to square up a block or something. They both cut very nicely. I mean, I didn't see a difference cutting on one from another. I just personally think if you're going to spend the time to store something, because they're going to both take up the same amount of storage space. Actually, this one might take a little
More
more.
space because it's actually bigger, but it doesn't have more usable space.
Yeah, yeah. But they were both very nice to cut on. And if you're trying to square something up, we're going to pretend. If I'm going to line this up, I can line it up with the lines there. Square off these two sides. Don't touch it. Just turn it around. put your ruler back down, square up the other two sides, it works beautifully.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you another thing, what I think, why I like the gray one better than the green one.
Mm-hmm.
Lines are.
Where is 0? Where is 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over here. On this one, the 1 is 1 inch away from the center.
Yeah, so how if I'm gonna square some up, and I'm gonna try and do a 4-inch square, measure a 4-inch square, you know what I mean?
Right, because you have to go 4 to 0. You don't go 4 to 4. That's an 8-inch square.
Right,
So
so
if you
how
want
are
an
you gonna,
8-inch
how are you,
That's a very
to
good
me,
point.
how,
If we were going to square this up, to find the center of this one, you kind of have to say, okay.
I mean, that's more, it's got a centering thing, so you could go between 5 and the 5, because, you know, it's
Right, but
centering
if you
because it's got a
don't
0 in the
know-
middle,
if you
but
don't know
you
that
don't know.
it's 5 inches, you just kind of have to play with it until your lines match on both ends. Okay, it's 5 and 5.
Well, no, I just mean because you've got the numbers on both sides, so you know it's got a 0 in the middle,
Right.
but I don't know, I guess it depends on what you're using it, how you're using it.
But on this one, if I wanted to measure
It's just
it,
a regular mat.
I just
Yeah.
come over
It's
here.
like I'm using a regular mat.
Exactly. I know this is 10 inches, and I could do the math and say 5 inches
The
is my
one, other
middle.
one, I have to use my lame brain, and I don't think I can. I think that's why I don't use it as much, because I can't measure anything. I can't measure something on that.
Yeah. This would be, I think this would be good for squaring things up. For example, I'm just gonna take the pattern paper out to reduce the glare. But if I had to square this up, not knowing how big it is, okay, I'm lining it up, that's about 2 3/4 on each side. So now I'm balanced. I've got an extra 1/4 inch on each side. I know that's my middle. So I need to come up here the same amount, which is 2 3/4. And then I could square up this side and this side. You know, I would take my ruler. I'm not actually gonna cut, so I'm gonna leave the blade on. But you would cut like this, and then like this, and then you would just rotate the whole thing. You have the same measurements on this side that you did on the other
Oh.
one, because you're centered like that, and then I can come across here and cut across the middle, and I can square it up.
Yeah.
So I think this one's easier for squaring up small blocks, just because your measurements are the same on all 4 sides. But it's more difficult to find the center on this one than it is on this one. Because if I have something that's longer than 7 inches, such as this, I don't know where my center is. I have to kind of play a guessing game of
You're gonna
lining
have
it
to
up.
add.
You're gonna have to use math skills.
Yeah. Where on this one, I can come over here, I still have to use math, but I can come over here and say, oh, this is 6 1/2, or 8 1/2, so I know it's 4 1/4.
Yeah.
Where here, I had a difficult time
Yeah.
finding that center. But I like the squaring up process better on that one, because if I had to come over here and square this off, I would come over here, I'd line it up, I'd cut this side, and then you turn it around, and then you have to readjust your ruler to cut on the lines on this side. So you're minding your ruler, where here you're minding the grid.
So apparently you need one of each.
Yeah. The green one would be for smaller blocks, the gray one would be for larger blocks. That's the right answer?
Yep.
Okay. That's always the right answer. You have to have it all.
Yeah.
You just have to have the requirements on from Harry Potter so you can make your sewing room bigger.
That's a good plan.
So,
I like that plan. I
um,
need one of those ones.
there was another. So there was something else that came up. May as well bring this up. Oh,
This?
Well, this, just a reminder, so I just shifted off of there. So, the club store giveaway, the So City Club Store giveaway for this month is a 15 by 20 project bag.
Oh, that's nice.
So be sure and put your name in, put your entry in for the drawing, when you're in the store. Because you don't want to miss out on that
Yeah.
chance for that bag. And also, when was the special? Is the special still going on that?
Let's see.
No, on the other side.
Oh, sorry.
Buy table or insert, get a bag 50% off. Oh, until 6:30. Okay.
Well, it's past, it's 1 minute. They have 1 minute.
So until June 30th.
Hurry, do it now.
Until June 30th, you can get a project and travel bag for 50% off if you buy a table or insert. Oh Lord.
Yeah, we're a little punchy.
Okay.
Well, that's
So what
it's
else is
6:30. It's too late.
Yeah.
Too late. Too late, baby. Now.
Our
it's
brains
too
left a long
late.
time ago.
Okay,
And we
no, I
haven't
was
found
going
them.
to say. I think I was going to say something else, but I have no clue. Nary a clue what the other thing was. Oh, I know now. That is a clapper.
Yes.
These I can't get anymore, I don't think.
Oh, I don't think so.
The clappers that I can get now don't have this high.
Yeah, they're just this bottom piece.
They don't
now.
have the high horse part. They just have
Yeah.
the bottom piece. Now, I always thought that you used a clapper by going.
After
Oh,
you
that's not
press,
how I use mine.
That's always how I use mine.
Oh, I always just pressed it on there and held it.
Yeah.
after you
I've
iron,
always
you
hit
just
it.
press it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've always
Yeah.
Clapped with it.
clapped.
Well, that way you get rid
Okay.
of your frustrations.
Yeah.
If it
yes,
doesn't
you
work,
do.
you just keep on hitting it harder.
That's true.
So,
But the other one I think is for pointing out the collars.
well, those
Yeah.
are collar points.
Collar
Yes.
Yeah. And if somebody comes in that's disturbing you, you just whack them in the
Yeah,
head.
keep it handy in case somebody wants your attention.
But-
Oh wait, they
but
want you to
that's
hit
what-
a pair of pants.
but
You
when
need something to
that's-
hit them with.
Come here. But Lynette said that how she uses it, she has a really nice one that's was made by a guy.
Probably an antique.
No, it
Oh.
was, she bought it at a quilt show. I have to tell my nephew about it. But anyway, so it's got some more weight to it than this. I mean, I don't see what the point in putting this on top of something is.
Well, I thought
Doesn't
the
have
wood
enough
was
weight.
supposed to help absorb the steam when you steam press something, and that's why your seams get flatter.
Yeah.
Why does having the steam absorbing make it flatter? I don't understand why that would make it flatter. I thought the weight makes it flatter.
I don't know. I'm just going off of what I got from Ricky Timms and Alex Anderson on one of the shows they were doing, because they were talking about that, because I wasn't really sure, and they were talking about just pressing and holding. Oh, and who else does that?
Okay, so you're still pressing and holding, so you're still putting weight on it.
Yes, yes.
You put
But
your own
why
weight.
do you
Yes.
suppose it's called a clapper? Because you're
It's so
clapping
good.
with it.
It's so good. It deserves a round of applause.
But
Why is a tailor's press called a clapper?
but
It just says it's used to flatten seams and remove creases.
Now, I've never used it to remove creases. just to flatten seams.
But they're also called a steam setter, so that's why you set it on your seams.
Okay.
So it's a seam setter, so it sets on your seam.
Okay. I've heard it called a tailor's press.
I've never heard it called a
I've heard
tailor's
it called a
press.
clapper. Now a seam setter.
Seam setter.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
I thought it was interesting. I mean, I was never taught, educated properly, I suppose. But I have pounded the heck out of a fat seam and flattened it out.
I can do that with a rubber mallet.
Yeah.
In fact, I have done that with rubber mallet.
Yeah. And you take
No,
your
I'm
frustrations out at the same time.
But you have to. I'm gonna die here. Oh my goodness. Oh well.
So
You guys can all put in whatever your opinion is of what they're called.
what do
and
you
how
call it,
use
and how do you use it?
But I was thinking then if you're just gonna lay it down, then it needs to have more weight than just that to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't see what good it's gonna do just laying it on there like that. It has no weight.
I like the handle up here.
Yeah, I
gives me
do
something
too.
to
I wish
push
they
on.
still had the ones with the
flat
handles.
ones like this. I've got a couple of them. I've got one this size and one a little longer.
Well,
I like this one
some
better.
of the ones I can order right now have insetted. They're inset. They have little
Little handles,
grooves,
little finger
and
things.
finger things. Yeah.
That's what I have.
Are they
But-
plastic?
No,
they're
they're
wood.
wood.
They have
Oh,
to have
okay.
be wooden.
Well, I would
But
think
They
so,
just
but
don't have. They don't have the tailor's point up here, the collar and
yeah.
that. Plus, I like that handle.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Well, I think you need to be able to put weight on it and press it
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
because I think it needs to be clapped. That's why it's called a clap.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know for sure, and I don't really know why absorbing the steam would make it flatter. I don't know.
I don't know.
I would think
Everybody I've
forcing
seen
this.
online
I
has
would
said
say
that.
it
I
would
don't
be
know that that's
forcing
true.
the steam into the.
Everyone I've seen online has said that the wood absorbs the
Yes.
steam as you press it down. That it absorbs the extra steam because the steam is making the fabric limp, which is what you want when you want to press it flat. This absorbs the steam, and so it makes the seam flat. I don't know. That's just what I've seen on YouTube and the classes that I've seen on YouTube where they use.
That is pretty dense wood.
And who's the other one?
I
that
would
uses
find it really interesting if it's
Something
absorbing any.
Wolf. Angela Wolf. is the other
Interesting
one.
that it's absorbing any moisture.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would either, but when I pick it up, I don't notice it wet. And I think if it did absorb all the steam that I'm putting into my fabrics, because I use a lot of steam, I would see warping over time or cracking.
I would also think you would
And it
see
doesn't.
it, like how your cutting board.
Yeah.
You know how your cutting board changes color? I would think it would also change color if it's absorbing much moisture.
I would think so.
So I find that an interesting thing. And I also, now you guys are trying to kill me. Not true. So I was wondering what kind of wood so if they're supposed to be absorbing the moisture, then
I think it's walnut.
you would be making them out of a lighter wood, thinner wood, not a heavy, dense
Yeah,
wood like
I
that.
think it's walnut. I don't know exactly. And it may be the different manufacturers make them out of different things, but
And
what I
that's
read
cut with
somewhere.
the grain. Interesting.
yeah.
I will have to do more research, and I will have to ask
Put your information
Woodworking.
on that tool down in the comments.
my woodworking
friend.
family
Okay.
about. All right,
Well, that's all I
so
have.
let's talk about the.
Oh.
We have not opened our. Since I got so wrapped up in the mystery box, we have not opened the. So this is the So Steady Got It All box from this.
Now, how often do these come out?
Quarterly. So this is a spring box.
Okay.
This morning we watched a project, and yesterday we watched the Birdie Project yesterday. It's super cute.
Okay. Well,
So
first
that's
of all,
that's the red that came. I'm missing a spool.
is it the red one?
Yeah,
It was on the
I
table.
know, but I don't know where it went.
Okay, so
But
that was wonderful.
It's
Polyfast.
polyflest. So that's for quilting. These are for
This is
doing the
Dazzle.
couching because it comes with the.
Deco Bob and Invisible.
So you're supposed to use the Invisifoil in the needle. The Deco Bob is for the bobbin, and you use the Dazzle for
Couch.
couching down with the foot with the ribbon or the it has the
okay.
foot thingy.
Okay.
Wait a minute, I need to change the.
All right. So, in case
Hey, why don't you
missed
go
it-
to camera one? I think that's probably better.
Okay. In case you missed it, we have 3. Where are we?
There we are.
That's a little uncomfortable. Okay. We have Invisible. Deco Bob. And Dazzle, which is it's thicker. Is that a 12 weight thread? Something like that.
It's 8 weight.
8 weight, okay.
Can't put it through a needle.
Okay.
You can use it on the
this is for
serger
couching.
in your
And then it came also with the Polyfast, which is a 40 weight polyester.
poly, yeah.
Okay. Then it has a block pattern. Shows you how to make this block. Full instructions on the back, including pressing instructions, which is always nice.
So that is for doing the arrow. I think that's next. I forget
The
when we're
arrow
doing
block pattern.
arrow block pattern.
Yeah.
We're doing the arrows.
That's what
Yep.
it says.
Yep.
Okay.
This
Then-
is a great ruler.
This is a circle crosshair ruler. This is the 6-inch circle crosshair ruler. So you have intermediary marks. Let's see, can you see where I am? Okay. You have intermediary marks in between each quarter. The nice thing about the circle ruler, I'm going to go ahead. No, I can't take it out. It's not a zipper thing. Okay.
You can open it. It's mine.
Oh, okay.
You don't think I'm giving that away, do you?
No, I thought
Or
it
I'm
was.
selling it. I'm not selling. That is my box.
Okay.
No one else is
Okay.
gonna get it. Just
Okay.
me. You can't even have it.
So, this is the circle template. Now,
Up.
the nice thing about this is, all right, let's say you needed to mark the circle on, the center on something. It's got the center hole in the middle, it's got your 4 quadrants, and then it's got these gradient lines going around at 30, 45, and 60 degrees. So if you needed to be, you were on this corner and you needed to
You
be
can't.
30
We can't see
degrees.
that.
Okay, well,
You can lower the camera a little, probably.
okay, good, let's do that. All right. So if you needed a 30-degree mark from there, you can come over here. You know that this is square. Put your pin here. Rotate this until you come down to the 30-degree line. And now you can mark your lines out here, and they'll be 30 degrees off of square.
I think it'd be really nice for
But it's nice 'cause-
embroidery too.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
it will be, and this is nice because just like when we were talking about.
Let's go back to 3.
Okay, when we were talking about the rotating rulers, we were talking about this one, the gray one had so much more surface area to cut on, and that's absolutely true. But when you're marking the center of something, especially a square, It's much easier to mark the center and to mark your quadrant lines if you have a ruler that is circular, because it rotates within the square instead of, see how this is extending beyond the square? That you need much more room to do this. And if you don't have that room, this circle will just rotate within the same footprint. So it's very handy. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense.
I think so.
Okay. Okay, so that's the other thing in there. Then we have, this is another template. I'm gonna open this one too. This one. Okay,
That's
you
what they were using this morning when we were watching.
got your sticky tape. It goes on the back of your template. This is for making feathers. And this is your center crown in the middle of your feathers. And these are the individual feathers. And she did a really good job showing how to use this and get it tilted exactly how you want it and lining it up. Really, really nice job. This is a printed panel.
It's so you can practice.
Yeah, it's a practice panel. And she had it quilted. I would look at this and go,
Laura's like,
I'm not
her
sure.
things are
I
they're
thought she had-
wobbly.
I thought she had wavy borders, but she didn't. It was just the way it
I'm
looked
like,
on
it's-
the
it's-
screen.
They're not sewed wavy. They're
But-
not sewn.
And I would think, okay, I have no idea. I'd look at this thinking, okay, I have to fill this shape. I have to fill, I don't know what I would do. Well, this gives you ideas on how to do it. And the video this morning had even more ideas on how to put them together using all the different sides of this little template. See the template? Let me see. I'll put it down here so you can see it.
Yeah, because you can use all the
Got
two-
your
the
vein right here.
curvy side and the straight side.
Your center finial in the middle, and then your feathers here, and then your straight side on the bottom. And it's got 1/4 inch markings along each of them and a center point on the finial. So, it was a really nice video. If you have a chance to go back and rewatch that, I would recommend it. It was
If you get the box, you get the education.
It
so
was
they're like-
entertaining. And she came out with a lot of good ideas that really made the designs pop, I thought. It didn't, and all using this ruler, so it was very nice. All right, let's see what else is in the box. Ooh, now we have applique flowers, flower buttons, and paper piecing patterns and templifuse.
Templifuse is their fusible. Don't lose my button.
Look at these are cute. Okay, so there's 3 little buttons, and these are genuine for real buttons. See? So 3 little buttons. Put them back in the bag so I don't lose them. And then there's fabric that's already cut into flower shapes. And then there's templifuse, which this is not water soluble, it's a sticky
It's
adhesive.
it's the fusible stuff.
So it's a fusible that you would put on the back of this. And there's your applique for
That's the pattern.
this pattern to make that wine bottle applique. That's kind of cool. All the instructions are in here.
And then there's the other pattern for the.
Okay. Oh, this one's cute. I like this one. Okay, this one lets you make flower pots and then your 3 flowers. And you can quilt it using the same template to give you petals that rotate around.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. And again, the pattern comes with full-sized templates back here in the back, medium, large, flower pots, and then it gives you the cutouts for the flowers. So all the instructions are in here. I think that's really nice. I like that.
They have done a lot of work with these boxes,
Yeah.
but I'm not the one making it.
I haven't put that one back yet.
I'll do it.
Okay. That goes with this one. Okay. I'm missing a box. There we go. Barbara, can you do the honors? Yep. There you go. Okay, next we have the Spring Elevate Box Guide.
So it's really nice, so they give you all the, let you know everything that's going on, different products and stuff like that. So, the, what
This
stuff
basically
is.
outlines everything that's in this kit
Yep.
and some other things that you can do. Okay, that's nice. I like a couple more clubs, like the embroidery and the edge-to-edge clubs.
Well, it has the, this has the embroidery designs in here too. This is Got It
Oh.
All Club box.
Wow. Okay, Elevate Get It All Club. Woo. All
I
right.
thought this Lucky Clover's cute too. I think that is coming up. We'll probably have a watch. Can you hand me that? That thing. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so this is the Lucky Clover. And you get to make this clover.
Clover block is in December on the 12th, so we will be watching Lucky Clover on the 12th, which probably you'll have students, I'll bet.
Probably. Okay. That looks like a fairly easy block to go together. That's always
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, and the Arrow Pillow Project is on June 4th, so we'll watch
Okay,
that.
that's this one.
That's embroidery designs on that, I think.
Right, and so
That
your
little
embroidery
pattern.
designs come on this little thumb drive. Little thumb drive right there. You'll see that.
And I think I like those arrows. So
Oh, that's quite a few designs in there too.
Yeah.
That's nice. Oh, now see, here's all the designs she did with the template as
Yeah.
an embroidery.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
cheat. I'm gonna do the embroidery. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna cheat. Oh yeah, there's quite a few nice designs in here. I can see a lot of options for these. Okay.
I just need to get off my butt and get some, you know what I need to do? I need to get my mystery quilt made, because I gotta make my sample for the 21-inch mystery quilt block for the 31st, because obviously I have to have one
Right.
completed so I can show you on the 31st at the end of the day a quilt block, the little 21-inch block done, but I'm gonna use, probably use one of these and do
The quilting.
the quilting.
Okay.
Is that, oh, this is so cute, we watched this yesterday. Birdie
Bird.
Birdie Bird paper piecing.
Oh really?
So, oh, it's kind of fiddly a little bit, but isn't it cute?
Oh, that is cute.
Oh, that is,
Little
And
blue
you're gonna
bird.
have a lot of pieces going around that
Well-
side. Let's see. Oh,
Yes.
not as many as I thought. That's
No, it's not
very
too bad. It's
clever.
very cute.
yeah. And there's all your templates. That is cute.
It was very cute. Nancy's already bought back quarters and stuff, and that's when I discovered that the paper I bought was not the freezer paper indeed. But so if anybody needs
Foundation paper.
foundation paper,
or paper
I have it
piecing.
on special.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Because I bought foundation paper when I meant to buy freezer paper. But anyway, in any case.
Here you have a reference book for the crosshairs rulers both the square and circular rulers. Tells you how to use them, what their functions are, how you can use them in quilting, with the different Sew Steady rulers, how you can find your quarters and your thirds, and eighths and your fifths, and all that stuff, so good reference material. Then we have block F, which has a different template in it. Now this template also feathers, but this one, they call it Spinifex feathers. So it gives you, if you can see on here, it gives you the effect. You're gonna come in here, make your feather, come back, make your feather, come back. But the template is just gonna spin around an axis and it'll fill in all the feathers for you. So they have a little undulation in the feather. And there's two sizes, a small one and a large one.
I kinda like the Spinifex things with the pins.
Yeah. Oh, and you get the low shank foot
With the, see how it has the
for
little.
the couching, right?
Yeah, so you can put a ribbon or the heavy thread goes in
Yeah.
it, and then you can
Got a hole right in the
couch
middle
down
of
the
the foot.
thread.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't know if they can see it. Put it up a little closer.
Can you see the hole?
You could see it before without your hand behind it better. Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
So
So
can-
you run your yarn or your couching thread through the hole, and that would be the dazzle thread that's a little bit thicker. You run that through the hole, and as it stitches the design, it's going to be couching the thread at the same time.
And I think you can probably use a little tiny
Let me show 'em
zigzag.
real quick.
Okay. A little tiny zigzag stitch.
It
Let me
has
see
to
what
be
it
really
says.
tiny.
It'd have to be a little tiny.
Okay, I'm not gonna open this, but you can hear. It's got spring, it says sow spring flowers with Sew Steady, so there's flower seeds in here. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, they say to use a 0.5 zigzag.
Okay.
And
That is
just
a
be
tiny-
sure you hand turn
Yes.
it to check,
Yeah.
to make sure you're clearing the needle clears the hole.
Oh, and then here's some nice fabrics. Let's see, there's a 10-inch square of a yellow check, a blue watercolor, a green flower. Oh, two of those. Two of the ones with the green flowers. Very nice. And then one blue and one yellow. So you can make this block with these fabrics.
Yep.
Exactly.
So that's interesting. So the decorative thread ruler foot has been designed to work moving the fabric away from you. It makes sense because if you got the if you're moving it towards you, you're never going to catch the thread
Right.
Yeah.
because the thread's going to be coming towards you, and the needle is going to be missing the thread.
I think it'd be hard to work with the thread not in your lap running away from you.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I don't know how that would work. I can't envision it. So, that's what came in the, what did you call the Get It Everything box?
Yeah, I got it all box.
Was that it all box?
I can't just ever, Well, I have to have it all so that I can tell everybody what
You get.
Well, that's true. That's true. But that's a nice box.
It's fun, isn't it?
It is fun.
I want to play with the thread.
Yeah. I love
I want
thread.
to play. Can you let me play? No, I gotta sew a block. I gotta make the
Get
mystery
It All Club.
quilt.
So if somebody wanted to join the Get It All Club, could they
Yeah,
still?
you could get it, and you can subscribe at So Steady and do the box through them, or you can order the box through us and pick up the box here at the store.
And how much is the club if people were interested?
You'd have to call, because it doesn't look like you remember.
It's thirsty
I
Thursday.
think
We don't know what she was
I
quenching
would
her
call the
thirst with.
store, because
It
the
was,
look on her
I
face said, I
believe-
don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was, let me think. I think the Get It All box is $35 a month, something like that.
Oh, that's not a bad deal at all.
No. Let me look. It's So Steady website.
Okay, the information on the clapper here, they do it out of a hard wood, but they mainly do it because it absorbs the steam, but it keeps the heat in. Therefore, it sets your seam.
So it keeps the heat in.
It keeps the heat in.
It absorbs the steam, it keeps the heat in.
Yeah,
You know,
because the
I've never-
moisture
I've
would
never
make
heard
it wiggle
anybody-
more, so it wants to
Yeah.
leave it so it's dry.
Everybody I've heard use this has always talked about how it absorbs the steam. Never did they mention that it keeps the heat in.
It keeps the heat in, so it sets
Yeah.
your seam.
That makes sense. Okay.
And apparently more and more quilters are
It
doing it
probably
because
holds-
it sets the
It
seam.
it keeps it hot then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should try it on my one block wonders so the seams stay,
Yeah.
because they need to go the same way.
Okay, so yeah, the
Yeah.
Got It All is $35 a month. Embroidery $25 and ruler work is $25.
Okay. Now, are these the same boxes?
This was the first quarter box.
Oh, so you get a box a quarter.
Right.
Okay.
Not for a quarter.
No. I'll take two.
Every 3 months.
Oh man, we've been talking for an hour?
No.
Says so,
Yeah.
an hour and 11 minutes. I'm sorry guys. I didn't know we were going for so long. Alright.
Okay, well,
Well, we'll stop then.
Yep.
Well, thanks for joining us. You think
It's been fun.
it didn't seem like an hour?
no. I mean, 6:30 didn't seem like it was that long ago.
What time is it?
Seven.
All right. Well, good night. We'll see you next
Bye.
Thursday.
Bye.
Kim said, I think it was Kim. No, somebody. Lisa Bragg said she had no idea what that was, and she was using it as a to hold the bedroom door open. Now she's so embarrassed. It's okay, Lisa.
Don't
You
stop
fit
her.
right
I still
in with
love you,
us.
Lisa.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Not a problem at all. All right,
If
we'll
I
see you
did that,
guys
my dog
later.
would think it was a toy.
Thanks
too.
for coming. Yeah,
Bye.
thanks for coming. We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.
I could